Hello, children. Today's story is called The Race. The Race. All the animals were in the park enjoying themselves. Some were talking under the trees, some were playing games. All of a sudden, the hare stood up and said, "I challenge anyone to a race." Now, the hare is a very fast runner. So, the snail, who isn't very fast, said, "You can count me out." Even the worm, who doesn't race very often, said, "I don't want to race you." And the mouse, the little mouse, who's quite quick, said, "No, I don't want to race." And the donkey, who's quite fast, "I don't want to race you." And the big stag said, "No, I don't feel like a race." Then, from the back, a little voice said, "I will race you." Everybody turned round. Who was that? "It's me, the tortoise. I will race the hare." The tortoise? Race the hare? Everybody started to laugh. "I will race the hare," said the tortoise. Well, the hare was very confident. "Righto," he said, "let's race now across the park. And the winner will receive a big cabbage to eat for lunch." So, they decided that they would race across the park, past the big tree in the middle, and end the race right at the end under the shade of the very big tree. So, they went to the beginning of the race, and the pink pigeon flew up into the tree. The pink pigeon was going to start the race, and the pink pigeon was very proud indeed. So they were all ready. The tortoise and the hare stood ready to start the race. The hare looking very confident, very proud. The tortoise ready to start. The pink pigeon shouted, "Get to your marks. Get set, go." Off, I was going to say, off they went. Off the hare went, very fast. But the tortoise went very slowly towards the end of the race. Very slowly. But the hare was running very fast indeed. Now the hare can run very fast for short distances, but then it gets a little bit tired. By the time the hare reached the middle tree, it looked round. There was the tortoise, about 1 meter from the starting line, slowly coming forward. "This is not a race at all," thought the hare. "I'm going to have a little sleep under this nice shady tree." So the hare settled down in the leaves under the tree and went off to sleep. The hare was dreaming of a big cabbage that it would win at the end of the race. Meanwhile, the tortoise was very slowly coming towards the halfway tree where the hare was sleeping. After about half an hour, the tortoise reached the tree and looked at the hare sleeping. "I don't want to disturb the hare. It seems to be dreaming very nicely under the tree." So, slowly, the tortoise went on and on and on, while the hare slept very peacefully. After about half an hour, the tortoise was reaching near to the finishing line and the big shady tree, where all the animals were there cheering. "Come on, come on, come on, tortoise!" There was such a cheer. And the tortoise was going as quickly as he could. And then he crossed the finishing line. "Hooray! Hooray!" All the animals were cheering. "Well done, tortoise!" Meanwhile, the hare, who was dreaming nicely of a big fat cabbage, heard the cheering. He looked back to see where the tortoise had reached. No tortoise. He looked to the finishing line, and all the animals were cheering. And there was the tortoise being lifted up in the air. Oh, he got up and ran as fast as he could. And within a minute, he reached the finishing line, but already the tortoise had won. Well done, the tortoise. And all the animals carried the tortoise to the field next door, where there was a nice, big, fat cabbage for it to eat. The tortoise had beaten the hare, and the poor hare was too ashamed to go to the victory party with the cabbage, and it crept very slowly back to its own little house. And so the tortoise won the race and was very popular with all the animals from that day on, and no one ever challenged the tortoise to a race again. Well, that's the end of our story for today, children. So it just leaves me to say goodbye, children, everywhere.